Hey guys, what's going on? Inception here, and welcome to another video. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the icon swaps out now, so I'm kind of excited to see what's popping. You know, they're definitely going to do the whole thing with like the first owner objectives and whatnot. They have re-released SBCs. Flashback Mascherano and Scream Milner are available once again through SBCs. So, you know, we could potentially do that. By the way, guys, I picked up a Scuff Vantage 2 controller from a freaking store, and I didn't think that they sold these things in store. So I'm definitely going to be giving this thing a whirl to see if it's worth picking up. I need to get used to it because it's a little bit awkward right now, but obviously it's just a matter of getting used to. But ladies and gentlemen, let's check out the requirements for the specific objectives, right? So we're looking at icon swaps online, win 4 rivals matches using 9 first-owned Bundesliga players. That's why I've been making the different teams, right? Because I wanted to get first-owned players so that it could be easier for me to do the objectives myself, right? Because I already knew that they were going to do stuff like this, right? Win 5 rivals matches using 11 English players in your starting 11. 4 must be first owned. So a lot of it is first owner stuff. They do that for the business perspective of things, obviously, because they want you to spend the money on the game. So it's like, you know, open our packs, you know, you get first owner players to do these objectives and whatnot, right? I'm going to be doing them with generic players. Even if they're trash, I'm going to be doing them anyways because it'll be worth it, right? Win 6 squad battles matches on minimum world class difficulty using 6 Liga BBVA Mexican players and 5 MLS players in your starting 11. So these ones are fine because they're not asking for first owner, and they're telling you to do these on legendary difficulty. So you're obviously going to want to have like a decent team at the very least. Win 6 squad battles matches. I hate doing squad battles matches in general, but it is what it is. But that is the requirements for these stuff. So I guess they released how many so far? They released 3 here for the online ones, and then they've released the squad battles ones. So three here, 3 here for the icon swaps. That's 6 of the players, and these are out for 4 days left for Bolaya. I need to go do that card, or Bolaha. And yeah, okay, cool. So that's pretty much it for that. I want to go actually see what the requirements are because that's going to be very, very interesting because it's obviously going to be through icon swap. So hopefully they've released some pretty good icons. So we're looking at Bobby Moore, Frank Rijkaard, Fernando Hierro, Edwin van der Sar, Raul. Raul's a very good one. Ronald Koeman, Clarence Seedorf, Robert Perez, Nakata, Socrates, Zambrotta. Zambrotta's a very good one. Luis Figo as a right wing. Wait, it depends what the other ones are, because if there's like really good ones, Sol Campbell, Gary Lineker, Laurent Blanc CDM card, eh? That's like a baby card though, so I don't know how much that's worth. So 14 icon swaps for that one. Mid icon pack, which is 18 icon swaps. Luis Hernandez, John Barnes, Alessandro Del Piero, Ronaldinho. Oh, it's not the mid tier. Oh, it's not the mid tier. I thought it was gonna be the mid tier. If it was the mid tier, I'm doing that card in a heartbeat. Michael Essien, Patrick Vieira. Is that baby Patrick Vieira? Okay, we're going to be looking at these cards because I'm going to be telling you guys which ones I personally... Oh my god, Michael Essien. Ooh, that's a tasty one, boys. But Luis Figo, though, guys. I don't know, because it's like if they do Quaresma, right? Like a flashback Quaresma, but I still need Figo's card. I might do Figo's card. Yeah, I might do Figo's card. Patrick Vieira, I think that's the baby one. The baby one doesn't have medium high. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's rewind this. Let's go all the way back. Let's keep it going, all the way back. Come on. All right, Bobby Moore. Which ones are going to be worth doing, ladies and gentlemen? We're going to take the sentimental value out of the equation, because right now, you guys know me, I see Luis Figo, done. My brain is already triggered if it was mid-tier Ronaldinho, because my 3 favorite players of all time have been Ronaldinho, Makalele, and Quaresma being the top. You guys know this already, right? But, you know, Makalele, if they give it like a mid-tier Makalele, you know your boy's doing that shit instantly, okay? We might do player reviews for each one of these cards specifically so I can let you guys know if they play well in game, right? But which ones are worth doing? Okay, we're looking at 5 icon swaps. This card for me out of the equation already, okay? Bobby Moore is not even a thought, okay? We're looking at a player who has 66 pace. Yes, you can give him a shadow card. He has very good dribbling, very good passing. Would the card be usable in game? Absolutely, but not a card on my mind. I'm going to tell you guys my opinion. You don't have to agree with it. Everyone's going to be different, okay? Frank Rijkaard, 5 icon swaps. We're looking at a player, hold on. We're looking at a player here who is low, medium, and work rates with a 4-star weak foot, 6'2" height. We're already starting off hot as a CDM, okay? Because that 4-star weak foot's very helpful to play him in that left center defensive mid position. If you're Dutch, you know, you may want to do the card as well. But those work rates are very, very good for someone that's not going to be overcommitting up top, and he's going to be more of a defensive-oriented player. If we look, sorry, I have paddles on the back, and it's like, it's going back from that, so I need to take these off and whatnot, but I need to show you guys the actual card. Sorry, the pals are just, I'm going back because it's there, right? But I didn't even know I could do that. Frank Rijkaard, let's look at his specific stats here. We're looking at pace that needs to be improved. So if you gave him a shadow card, you would be looking at a card that doesn't have agility and balance, but he is your CDM. The CDM's sole purpose is to be a good defensive mid, right? I don't think it's worth getting this card if you're going to be using your icon swap. So we're going to pass that one. But again, sentimental reasons, you do the card for that very reason, okay? Fernando Hierro, I can tell you guys right now, this card is freaking amazing in this game, okay? This card is amazing. He has 70 agility, 80 balance with 78 composure, which is pretty solid for a center back. We're looking at medium-high work rates with a 6'2" height with 92 jumping already being on the card. So if you give him a shadow card, you're giving him plus 15 in acceleration, plus 10 in sprint speed, and you're giving him plus 10 in interceptions, and then great defensive stats, stat improvements in general. This card is the first card I would tell you, if you choose to do it, it's worth it. For 6 icon swaps, it's worth doing it for sentimental reasons or whatever it is, but he is a very, very good center back to get in the game. I've used this card on my boy's account, and he is a freaking wall. Very, very hard to pass him. So with the shadow card, he'll only be significantly better. Edwin van der Sar, another very good player to get, right? He's a solid goalkeeper in this game. I really enjoy using Edwin van der Sar whenever I get him in a draft. I pick him over like Hugo Lloris and all those guys because they're trash. But this card does perform well in game. Obviously, with the balanced or the basic chemistry style, he's going to do work for you, right? Raul, ladies and gentlemen, I used his Prime Icon card just yesterday when I was doing the review, and let me tell you, man, this card is absolutely brilliant, okay? If you use this card, I would specifically recommend giving him an engine card to make his dribbling as responsive as possible, to make his pace a nice little +5 in acceleration and sprint speed, right? And then his physical is already really nice in game, because this card, right? The difference with it, that's the letdown, is obviously the passing being at 61. Because I think with his Prime card, which I'm going to go ahead and check right now for you guys, because it may not be worth getting this one either if you decide to. But Raul is a huge, massive sentimental player if you do choose to get him, right? But let me just check out Raul's card here. So Raul, right? So his 88... Look at his passing stats. We're looking at 86 and 61, but then you improve it to the Prime, and it's a +3 and a +5, right? The reason why that's good is because when you give him an engine card specifically, which is the one that I recommend giving him, you would give him 71 long passing with 91 short passing. He has 88 finishing, 84 shot power, 86 long shots. The shooting is not necessarily high enough, in my opinion, because of the way that the finishing works in this game. But look at how more balanced the card is with better dribbling stats. He has a 4-star. He is left-footed, so if you use him as a cam, he's going to be super fun to use. As a striker, he'll be super fun to use. Engine with the 5 and 5 acceleration and sprint speed, huge on that as well. So the card is going to be very usable in game. So sentimental reasons, even for meta reasons, get the card. It's sick. 10 icon swaps, we're looking pretty decent for that, okay? Ronald Koeman. This card, let me see his work rates here. High, medium work rates, for me personally, it's already a cut for me. I wouldn't do the card myself, right? But sentimental reasons, if you guys end up doing the card, it's entirely up to you. Like, for me personally, I wouldn't do the card for high, medium work rates. But we're looking at great pace. Agility and balance is not too bad because he's a center back that can transition left and right well, because transitioning is different this year. Having high agility and balance is a beautiful thing to have for transitioning, but he's going to be fine at it regardless, right? The thing about this card that I'm noticing right now is this card would be perfect to essentially start him off as a center back in game in a 5 at the back formation, get some chemistry links with pretty much everybody, and then in game, with his high medium work rates and 5'11 height, you can use him as a CDM. He's got passing, he's got dribbling, or dribbling is not really there, but as a CDM, it's more about being a good defensive presence. 5'11 height with high medium work rates. It's kind of reminding me of like a Thiago Mendes type of card. Would I personally do this card myself? No. Will he play good for you in game? Absolutely. He'll be a very, very solid card. He already has a physical presence. So if you give him a shadow with the plus 15 in acceleration, plus 10 in sprint speed, the card's going to play really well for you in the CDM position, as well as the center back. He's going to be okay in the center back, but for me, looking at his work rates, looking at the types of players I would love to have on my team, he would be played as a CDM, but starting off as a center back. Clarence Seedorf, he's... I personally don't like the card, okay? I personally don't. I've used this card already. I'm pretty sure I used him in a draft. I'm pretty sure. It was definitely one of the versions of Seedorf's card. It might have actually been his 88 that I used in game. No, I think it was his baby, actually. Sorry, I wasn't on the main screen to show you guys the whole thing with that one card. My bad for that. But Seedorf right here, right? We're looking at someone that, in my opinion, you have to give a shadow to. And if you give him a shadow, he's got great pace, got good shooting, got good passing, good dribbling for someone, for me personally, would be playing in my CDM or center mid position, right? Decent shooting stats to be played as my CDM. We're looking at someone that has 4-star. I take it back. This card with a shadow would actually be very good because he's 5'9", but they got a little bit of stock in game, so he would be super usable in game. And he would actually be very, very awesome to use in general. With the shadow card as well, you're increasing the stats quite significantly. So, giving him that pace boost, giving him that defensive boost is going to be a huge, huge plus on the card, right? Next up, we have Robert Perez. Robert Perez is going to be sick. I know this card's going to be sick. I've used this card myself, and I really, really enjoyed him. The thing about this card, right, is that he has 88 acceleration and 88 sprint speed. So when I look at this card, right, and I look at the work rates of medium, the 6'2" height, the 4-star minimum requirement to have good players in the attacking area, you guys know how I am. The first instinct I think of is, this card would be an amazing cam. An amazing cam. Pace at 88 and 88 is brilliant. 6'2" height. The card you would have to slap on this one is this card right here. So this is a 91. So we're looking at the prime version here, ladies and gentlemen, okay? The prime version, that's 480K. So it's entirely up to you whether that's a lot to you, right? Because we're not looking at value. We're just looking at which ones are worth doing and whatnot, right? We're looking at this card right here. What do you guys think right off the bat? Marksman, right? You give him better dribbling stats, you give him better shooting stats, you give him better physical. It doesn't touch his balance. So you have to try to get responsive players in this game. So we're looking at the balance being low, the agility being only a plus 5. If you give him a sniper, you're increasing his finishing to be perfect. But as you guys know, finishing is all about the finishing, shot power, long shots, and composure all together. Because there'll be times where, you're going to want to take a long shot with him, which you could, and, he might not be the best at it. So maybe not that card specifically. It would have to be a card like Maestro, maybe. Maestro, I would probably give him a Maestro. Ooh, Maestro still doesn't touch the balance in the card. This one's a tricky one because you have 86 finishing with 87 shot power, 88 long shots, and 86 composure, so that's decent, but it still doesn't touch his balance, which I don't like on the card. A marksman still doesn't touch the balance. A sniper is the only other one, and then there's artist, but then your finishing is not high enough. Finisher, but then your dribbling is... It really depends. Sometimes the dribbling could be high enough for you, but I really think that shot power specifically, you got to improve, man. So I think that, personally, I would give him a marksman, I think. I'd probably give him a marksman. Yeah, I think this card I would give him marksman. You could totally give him a hunter as well because you'd be increasing the shot power finishing. And then if the dribbling does not bother you... I'm just saying, right? Because he is a 6'2" player. They do give them stock in game, like the stock, right? So it's going to be a little bit slower, but you could potentially have a Kai Havertz situation where you don't necessarily need to increase his dribbling, but his dribbling will be perfectly fine because his ball control is 92 and his dribbling is 91. So it may not be something you have to fix, right? It may not be. If you give him an engine, you're not increasing the finishing, but you're giving him better passing, better pace, better dribbling. So that's probably going to be noticeable more off the ball. But again, it's the finishing that's not high enough in those specific situations where you may want it to be. So I would personally pass up on the card. You know, he looks great, but there's certain things that's kind of like throwing me off about it, right? Nakata, I think you do for sentimental value, because for me, the finishing is far too low. So you have to slap a sniper on him, in my genuine opinion. And it is the prime version of his card too. So I think personally you're wasting your icon swaps if you do it on this card. But will he play well for you in game? Absolutely. With a sniper card, he'll be very good. He has the 4-star requirement. Medium work rate is nice to have in the cam position. He'll play that role for you really well. Just not a card that I would do myself, right? Socrates is... He's fun. I don't like his dribbling, though. Like, I wouldn't do the card because his dribbling is very, very noticeable in game. Even if you give him an engine card, I just don't think it's an ideal situation, right? 78 agility, 56 balance is not something I would personally do myself. For the fun concept, you could totally use him in the CDM position, right? He won't offer you a defensive presence, but because he's so tall and he has a stock in game, I do think he'll play as a really, really good CDM in game. It's just the dribbling. I like players to be more responsive on the ball. Like Nakata's more responsive on the ball. I prefer that in my cam position than someone like Socrates. So, personal opinion, but Brazilian as well. If you're going to go Brazilian sentimental reasons, you go with Ronaldinho. Let's be real, right? Zambrotta, fantastic card to get if you do end up choosing to get it, right? We're looking at a card that right off the bat, you would slap a nice little anchor on him, right? So let's just take a look at it. So this is the 86 version of the card, which I don't know why they're like this. They could have just given the prime, but whatever. It is what it is. 86 version. So we're looking at the baby version of the card that is 628k. Right off the bat, you got to give him an anchor, which is this one right here. So you give him an anchor card. The thing that's throwing me off a little bit about this card is his agility and balance, right? Because I use Nelson Semedo, and I love using Nelson Semedo because he can dribble really quickly on the ball, right? Because if you look at Nelson Semedo, I'll show you guys his stats, and I love using this card. It's absolutely brilliant in game. We're looking at medium-high work rates with 88 agility, 82 balance, and then we're looking at my other fullback, which I'm going to do the comparison right now with Zambrotta just in case it's off, is 74 agility with 71 balance. But I like his dribbling, right? I like his dribbling. So is it noticeable over Semedo? Yes, it is. The way he dribbles is not as responsive as Semedo, but he is brilliant in game. So the agility and balance being better than Alex Telles might not be a huge situation you give a shit about, right? So I think this card would definitely be worth picking up as a right back, to link with so many different players, right? Whatever you want to do, you know, on the right side, if you want to get an Italian player or whatever, fun concept, Zambrotta, Italian, blah, blah, you can do that. Anchor card on him would obviously be the ideal situation. You're improving him drastically, right? He'd be an amazing card to get if you end up choosing him. Luis Figo, I see this card, I think of sentimental value instantly, my dude, okay? Because this card for me, guys, for me, I want to use this card over Nakata, because if I take out Nakata in my team and I put Gonzalo Guedes with William Carvalho, I'm thinking instantly put Luis Figo on that right wing position, gets full chemistry, okay? I want to show you guys what I would do with this card personally, because I've used Luis Figo in a draft and I adored using him, okay? So we're looking at someone who is 725k, right? What I would slap on the card instantly, it could potentially be marksman. The balance, I don't know if that would bother me specifically. Personally, I don't know if that would bother me specifically. But if you look at the stat increases he's getting, right? The balance is 79, but he's 5'11". Could it compensate with the agility being at 93, the reactions being at 91, 96, 98 dribbling with 87 composure? The balance might not be crazy noticeable on the card, right? But look at the shooting boost you're going to be giving him. Look at the physical boost you're going to be giving him, right? Like, it's a brilliant, brilliant card. He's got great passing stats in general. So I could totally see myself using this card in the cam position. With medium work rates, it's beautiful, right? And then I could even keep Nakata in the team and put him off to the right side, put Gonzalo Guedes in the CDM position or the center mid position in a 4-5-1 and still get those chemistry links, right? So we're looking really good right now. I personally might do Figo by sentimental value, okay? Sol Campbell, He doesn't have agility and balance, but guys, this guy's a very good center back in game. I will say that. Would I do it personally? No, I would not do it personally. Agility and balance being that low for someone I'm exchanging 14 icon swaps for, I wouldn't personally do it. Gary Lineker, similar situation, doesn't have the 4-star skills. I don't care about this card. I've used it in a draft and I personally didn't like it. Do it if you want to do it for sentimental value. Laurent Blanc, I've heard very 50-50 things about this guy because people want to use him as a CDM, okay? Take that into consideration. You're looking at a player who is medium-high work rates, who is French, who can offer you a great defensive presence in the middle area that has stock, blah, blah. Laurent Blanc's always been that guy. That's just the baby meta card, or not the baby meta. He's a full meta card to get in your team, and it'll be very good. However, I've heard from people like Nick, from people like Alexander, that they don't like this card. Okay, so take that into consideration. I've used the card personally and I enjoy using him. Will I do this card? No, I will not do this card because I'm not aiming specifically for meta. I'm aiming to get cards that I want to get. An untradeable Luis Figo, you're hitting me in the right spots. Even if I get Ronaldinho, similar situation. But ladies and gentlemen, if you do end up getting this Laurent Blanc card, right, what would I give him? I would give him a shadow chemistry style. Personally, that's just my personal opinion. I would give him a shadow because I want to have the pace to be as perfect as possible with great defensive stats. He already has a physical presence because of his big stock in game and he's tall. Decent dribbling, decent shooting stats for someone who's medium high. Ladies and gentlemen, we're looking at a card that's 695K, right? He's going to be a really good CDM for you if you play a 4-3-2-1, a 4-3-3 basic. We're looking at someone that's going to link with everybody. Okay, so I have Corona with Balassi, right? With a Kun on the side or whatever, I can link those easily with this card, right? Figo is a different situation because he's a right mid, right? So that's the only reason why I'm gonna second guess it a little bit, but he's a right mid, but it's still Luis Figo, you know what I'm saying? So we're looking pretty decent in regards to that. But Laurent Blanc, he would be worth picking up, guys. I've just heard from different people that it may not be, right? Luis Hernandez, first thing I'm gonna say, 3-star weak foot. I wouldn't personally get the card. But if you're Mexican, you got sentimental value. Guys, this card is brilliant in game, okay? Great dribbling, great shooting, decent passing for a striker, really good pace. Doesn't have the weak foot, and that for me personally would bother me. But is this card going to play well for you in game? Yes, he's going to be amazing. And the way that I'm seeing it right now is I would 100% give him a marksman as well because his balance while being 5'9" is already fantastic. And then you're increasing his agility by, I think, a 5 as well. We can check it out really quickly as well. Hernandez. So Luis Hernandez, they did give you the prime version of the card as well, right? We're looking at someone that with a marksman card, better agility, better dribbling, increase. You know what? Even without the weak foot, I think this card would be crazy in game. I really do. I think he would be freaking insane in this game. So, you know, maybe you want to look at that one too, right? John Barnes, 19 icon swaps for him. Let's check out his card here. So we're looking at someone who is 4-star. Okay. 6 foot height, high, medium, left footed. We're starting off great in the left wing position. Dribbling is not there, but you could improve that. You could improve the dribbling there. Because the pace at 88 acceleration and 91 sprint speed is already quite nice. I can see myself using this guy as a striker because you know his stock in game is going to be crazy at 6 foot height. So we're looking at Barnes. We're going to be taking a look at Barnes here. It is the prime version of his card. If I were to give him a sniper, he has great shot power, great long shots. His dribbling being increased would be significantly better, right? Essentially perfect finishing. Guys, I think this card would be amazing as a striker. As a striker, I think this card would be crazy to use in game. I think he'd be mad consistent with his finishing as well. Outside foot shot, and he has the finesse shot, this card would be worth getting to. Especially if it's for sentimental value, he'll be very, very good. Alessandro Del Piero. This is the type of card that he has that agility and balance, but I'm telling you, it doesn't matter with his card. You know why? Because he's 5'9" with a 5-star weak foot, 4-star skill moves. He's a center forward, so you got links. You got links everywhere. Play him in that center mid position, linking everywhere, okay? Medium work rates. I personally would use him as a cam. Look at his passing stats, or as a striker, actually. Maybe as a striker more than anything. His balance is 73, but he has 93 finishing. So what do you do when you have 93 finishing, 85 shot power, 87 long shots? Ladies and gentlemen, you slap an engine on him, right? You give him an engine. This card could be an amazing, amazing cam, okay? So let's just take a look at this. Engine card plus 10 in the balance. Ladies and gentlemen, engine on this card. This card is going to be freaking ridiculous in game. He's going to be an absolute monster for you. This is one of the cards that is definitely up there in the table in regards to being worth it. And I know my boy Tario is definitely going to try to get that card, Juventus, right? Like, can't go wrong with that. Ronaldinho Gaúcho, okay. This card right here, will he be a good cam for you? I think he will, man. I think this card will be very, very good in the cam position. I want to check out one thing here. I don't think personally it would be worth picking up this card for say, right? But it's freaking Ronaldinho, right? So let's go check out what his actual stats are. Ronaldinho. Okay, so we're looking at a Ronaldinho card that is his AC Milan days, right? If you get this card, you got to give him a hunter. You got to give him a hunter. That dribbling might not necessarily be a problem because his other dribbling stats are so high that it could compensate for the agility and balance a lot, okay? We're looking at someone who has medium-low work rates. I'm telling you guys, that in your cam position is going to be super freaking nice, okay? I'm debating on getting this card now. I might actually do this card because I love Ronaldinho and he's freaking 1.2 million coins. I don't know, man. I'm looking at this and it might be worth it. It might even be worth doing the medium icon card. But it's like, am I going to grind that much for a thing that's not guaranteed? I don't know, right? But with a hunter, this card's going to freaking be insane in game. I think in the cam position, he's going to be amazing. So I would definitely take a look at that one too. That's definitely a big one. And then the last two, Patrick Vieira, I'm personally not going to look at because of medium work rates. Right? If it was a Patrick Vieira that was the mid-tier version of the card with medium-high work rates, instantly. I wouldn't even think about getting anybody else, okay? But medium work rates, I don't care for the card. Personally, I don't give a shit. Michael Essien, though, ladies and gentlemen, we're looking at someone that's... Oh, he's high work rates. He's high work rates. Hold on. High work rates, but he has decent dribbling, great defensive stats, great physical stats, decent shooting stats, can pass the ball, he has the pace. I take that back. Ladies and gentlemen, listen. With high work rates, you got to make sure, in my opinion, you got to make sure that you get someone next to him that's on medium high. Because, guys, he's freaking 2 million coins, okay? This card is going to play really well for you in game. I would personally give him an anchor, right? Because if you give him an anchor, look at that defensive monster in your team. 5'10". High work rates, yes, but he's going to be like Sissoko. This guy's off-the-ball movement and defense is going to be unbelievable, okay? Sissoko, I use his freaking Champions League card, which is like an 80. It's the same shit as his rare golds card, and he's unbelievable for me. So, guys, this card, again, is going to be worth it, okay? Now, the final question we have to take a look at. Which ones are worth doing for all of the ones that you get, okay? So we're looking at 24 icon swaps, right? Because this is 23, but I think they give you 24 if I'm not mistaken, right? 24 icon swaps. Let's take a look at the specific things we got going on here, right? So right off the bat, Luis Figo was 13. So I would personally have 11 to work with left, right? Okay, 11 to work with, yeah. I can get Luis Figo and Zambrotta as my right wing back and my right mid. I can personally do that, right? Because I have a sentimental thing with Luis Figo. But then it's like, okay, if I were to get Ronaldinho's card, who's at 21 icon swaps, you obviously can't do anybody else, right? So just, you have to take these things into consideration, right? Laurent Blanc is 14. If Luis Figo was 10... Luis Figo and Laurent Blanc instantly. But now I'm looking at, okay, Laurent Blanc is at 14. Now the rest is 10, right? So we're looking at 10 now. 10, you can get Robert Perez. You can get Clarence Seedorf. You can get Ronald, or not, I don't care about Ronald Koeman. You can get Raul, right? Because Raul is 10. Edwin van der Sar, Hierro, 6. 5. Okay, let me take a look at this. I'm going to tell you my personal opinion. No, maybe. A goalkeeper, it's like, I don't really care to do swaps for goalkeepers. This card right here with an engine card, I think he's going to be super fun to use. Robert Perez, yes. I would probably, but the shooting stats is missing a little bit. That's the thing, but then, you know, his dribbling can compensate for it a little bit, right? Left mid position 2, who's French. left mid position who's French, I get links with Roussillon, the foot miss card. And Roussillon's a really good left back card. You get links with Ferland Mendy's card if you guys did that too. Okay? We're looking at someone who is 10 icon swaps. The 10 icon swaps that are worth getting is Robert Pires. Because what is this? So I think Robert Pires is 10. Clarence Seedorf is 10. Guys, Clarence Seedorf, if you get him with a shadow card, he's going to play very well for you in game. With his work rates is high, 5'9". It's throwing me off a little bit. Socrates 11, Zambrotta 11, Luis Figo 13. So I can get Zambrotta and Luis Figo. I can get them. And they're both incredible cards, man. They're both incredible cards. Great link ups too, but I don't necessarily need the right back link up because I also already have Nelson Semedo. Because if I get Luis Figo, I only need the Nelson Semedo link. And Nelson Semedo is amazing. I love that card, right? Let me see what Zambrotta's work rates are. High, medium. See, Semedo, medium, high. I love that shit. But let me see. We're also looking at someone that has a 5-star weak foot, 4-star skill moves, right? It is a very, very good card. I'm not going to say it's not. Robert Pires at 10. Roussillon links. I would have to increase the shooting and shot power. The dribbling is not necessarily there yet, especially if the gameplay is not consistently good. Raul with an engine card would be very freaking good, in all fairness. Oh, this is a tough one, man. This is a tough one. Laurent Blanc is at 14 icon swaps. 14 icon swaps for someone who's going to play as a CDM really freaking well. Great links everywhere for 14 icon swaps. Luis Figo's at 13. I wish they made Luis Figo 10. I wish they made him 10, man. Robert Pires at 10. Clarence Seedorf at 10. Who's the cards after? Mid-icon pack. Honestly, you can get really lucky in that. Yes. A big yes for Alessandro Del Piero. Big yes with the engine card. A huge yes in the engine card. But if you pick up him, you can't pick up anybody else, man. Ronaldinho Sentimental, great card too. Michael Essien, great card too. Patrick Vieira, I don't give a shit about Patrick Vieira. Michael Essien, Ronaldinho, Alessandro Del Piero as the big ones for me personally. John Barnes, for me personally, I'd be wasting it. I would. Alessandro Del Piero, Ronaldinho, Essien as the big ones. Luis Hernandez, more sentimental, but he'll be very good in game. Laurent Blanc is a very big one at 14. No. Yes for sentimental for me personally. There's a lot of good right mids you can get, guys. This is just strictly for me for sentimental reasons. Because I think with a marksman card, he'd be freaking amazing for me. Zambrotta is another big one too. I think for me personally, guys, it's tough, man. Because if I get Luis Figo at 13, the sixes, Bobby Moore is 5. Bobby Moore is 5. With 66 pace, I would have to give him a shadow card because his pace is way too low. Frank Rijkaard is also a 5. But he would be a very good CDM with a shadow card, plus 15 in acceleration, plus 10 in sprint speed. I personally might do this. Hear me out on this, guys. Ready? I might do Frank Rijkaard, Fernando Hierro, and Luis Figo. 13, right? 13, they give you 24. So 6 and 5, 11. 11 plus 13, 24. I think that's what I would do personally because I don't need Zambrotta. I don't need Zambrotta for the right back position. I'm going to be getting the value of 3 icon cards if I pick up a right mid that I need, right? And even if Quaresma comes in, I play him in another position as a forward or whatever because he's an icon. I need those links to put up top for the other players around that because it's so complicating with him. Because if I put him in the right mid position, in the center mid position, he's linking with everybody, right? So look, 13 icon swaps, right? 13 icon swaps, 6 icon swaps for an incredible center back, right? An incredible center back. Well, does he have a weak foot? He's medium high, right? He doesn't have a weak foot, but it wouldn't matter, right? And then Frank Rijkaard as a CDM with a 4-star weak foot in the left center defenseman position. Yes, he doesn't have finishing, but it's a player that's going to get links with me. But then I look at his card and it's not that good. You know what I'm saying? It's really not that good of a card. Bobby Moore with a shadow. It could be all right. What's his work rates? Medium, 5'10". It's throwing me off a little bit. But Fernando Hierro at 6. Edwin van der Sar at 6. If Edwin van der Sar was a 5, I would have done the card. Because I'm a big fan of Edwin van der Sar from real life Manchester United days, right? 6, 5, 11, 13 Luis Figo. I think that's what I would personally do, man. But then it's like Alessandro Del Piero is amazing, right? And let me see how much Del Piero's card is, right? Because we need to see the prices of these cards and whatnot as well. Because that plays a huge part too, right? We're looking at someone that is 1 million coins. Figo's right wing card is going to be 730k. Hierro's center back card, which is the center back card is, I think, the 86 version of the card. Which one was it again, or was it the other one? 86 is 300k, so I'm already getting a value of 1 million coins right there for Hierro, because I think it's the baby version of his card. It is the baby version of his card. And then Frank Rijkaard, because I use William Carvalho, and you guys know William Carvalho has really terrible dribbling, and I still love using him. Rijkaard's card is also 86, I think, right? This is the 86 version. Yeah, and he's also 235k, so I think I would personally do Frank Rijkaard, Hierro, and Luis Figo. Let me know in the comment section down below what you guys are going to go work with so that I can, take into consideration a lot of things. Because, guys, look, man, I want to show you guys this one team before we keep going, okay? Let me show you guys this team that I'm working with here. Squad selector. I want to go to my Portuguese hybrid one, okay? Look at this team, all right? Look at this team. William Carvalho's links is what's pissing me off. But look, he has 46 agility, 48 balance, and this card annoys me to death. Okay, he's got great shooting and stuff, right? But the dribbling can be annoying with medium-high work rates. But if I get Frank Rijkaard, I get links everywhere. Corona, I would take Corona out. Put Luis Figo there, I get full links with him. I get full links with that card there. Even if I put Luis Figo on 7 chemistry, where Nakajima is, because Nakajima kind of pisses me off sometimes, I get full chemistry there with 7 chem, right? Corona doesn't get full chemistry, so I would have to move Corona. No, I would have to take out Corona and then put Luis Figo in there. But that's what I'm working with, right? Nelson Semedo's chilling there. 4-5-1 setup, because I have the 4-5-1 setup with this team. Let me show you guys. It's the Liga Santander, or this one actually, I think. I think it's this one that's rocking the 4-5-1. So just take a look at this one, right? So if we were to take out Dembele, right, and I were to put Gonzalo Guedes over here, and I freaking put Luis Figo in that right mid position, I don't have to worry about Renato Sanchez, because Renato Sanchez is getting the freaking links. Even in a 4-3-3, at the Renato Sanchez, now that I saw Renato Sanchez, I need to get Luis Figo. I need that green link with him. Yeah, I need that green link with him, man. I just took that in, and I'm going to need that green link, because I would even do this. William Carvalho on this side, Luis Figo as a striker, or as a right mid, and then I can put anything up top. I can even get João Felix in the future, because João Felix might get like a Future Stars card. But if I were to get Hierro, I can take out like Eder Militao and something and put something there. But I need to get Luis Figo. That's just personal preference. But guys, the video is already long as it is. Figo, Hierro, Frank Rijkaard, good value for me. But then there's also the Alessandro Del Piero, Ronaldinho, and Michael Essien cards. That is cards you guys got to take into consideration. I'm playing the game for fun. That links up perfectly for me with the Luis Figo card. So I'm just saying, my dudes, Hierro would also be a very, very good center back to have in a team. So just take a look, guys, see what you want, and take it from there. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. I'll see you guys for the next one. Peace out, dudes. Love you guys.